Today on Design Santa Barbara, we're gonna go visit Leesa Wilson-Goldmuntz, a dear friend of mine, a very respected designer in town, and we have had her in the past on our show. She has a house in Montecito that is a modern, very untraditional for Montecito. Everybody has a Spanish colonial home. I'm excited to see what she has chosen from the design center, and we're gonna go install it today. Please join us.
Hello, Michael.
Good morning, Leesa. What a beautiful home.
It's so nice to see you. Isn't
Good to see you, ma'am.
Fabulous?
I love it. It's such a different project, and I'm excited to see what you're gonna do with it.
And you have the last couple pieces.
We did brought all.
Great. So, Michael, here we are. What do you think?
I think it's beautiful. Very warm, very rich. I see my all-time favorite fabric came out very well.
I know. Well, you do such a nice job stocking the cravat things. This is gorgeous.
I mean, this is very beautiful. I like it, and the scale is very good.
Well, as we talked about, 16-foot ceilings, more than 16 feet wide. It's a big room, but you want to feel cozy. So a 9-foot sofa isn't too big for this room.
It's not too big. No, it's actually very much to scale. And I love the rug you picked, actually.
Well, again, using those really soft, restful colors, not one, but 3, and just weaving them together in that nice, tight wool weave. I just love this.
I like the color change in it. We call it abrush. Abrush comes because natural dyes. It looks beautiful and picks, how do you call the fabric again?
This is that cravat fabric that is 30,000 double rubs. You can sit on it, you can wash it. It's really durable, but it's beautiful, and it has this fabulous slubby sheen to it.
I like the color combo in there. It's just, you don't see it. It looks like it's just one color, but actually it has like blue, has green, gold, beige, and cream in it. And look how beautiful it ties all of them together.
This is so strong and so important, and I didn't want anything to fight with this. I just wanted something that complemented it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, this is the point again to contemporary is that you need to make sure you really celebrate what the architect, in this case Stephen Ehrlich, had in mind, which is the mass and the beautiful organic and steel pieces. And then you just want this to be part of the orchestra, playing along nicely.
It's like the coffee table is an antique Chinese and looks so beautiful with the contemporary architecture.
Yeah. So are we ready to bring in the final pieces?
I think let's do that.
Oh, good. So Angel, can we have the footstools? I think they're going to be perfect. Footstools, ottomans, the thing I love about these is the size, because again, when we're talking about really big spaces and 9-foot sofas, this is how we make cozy conversation areas. And I just love these.
These are actually my best-selling ottomans, believe it or not. They're very classical, but at the same time, they go in very contemporary houses as well.
They're chic. Let's call it good taste.
Very chic. Oh, well, you picked it, obviously.
What happens now is that people they're pull-up things. You can sit by the fire, you can sit here. And what I love about this particular layout is because it's a big room and we put a sofa here against the stairway wall, we also created a path to the beautiful doors that go outside. We've created a small seating area over here to the right for 4 people. Yet when you entertain, you know, have seating for 3, 6, 8, 10, 14.
14 people easily.
Effortlessly.
It's wonderful.
Yet the space still feels uncluttered and it feels balanced.
I think you did a wonderful job in here.
Well, thank you. How about the side tables?
Side table.
Just one on either side of the sofa. Again, I love these. What I wanted for this room was reinforcing that sort of simple, clean feel of organic pieces. So this looks like bamboo or rattan that's been treated against the sofa, which is just the right scale for this wall with the faux bois fabric on it. So again, we're just recalling the fact that it's organic.
I like it actually. What you picked replicates the stone on the wall. Very interesting is wood, but how it beautifully ties together.
Well, and I think again, when you talk about contemporary, it's about a really clean theme. It's not eclectic. It's not all kinds of stuff. Because again, the owners love their art. This table was important. And then we have horsetail.
That's a cute one.
Which is wonderful, but that really also takes pride of place in the room. That needed to be the star of the show. What makes a home really a house for families is their pieces.
Absolutely true. It's beautiful. Where did you get that?
That's the owner's piece. They've had it forever.
Forever.
It's fabulous. And then we're just going to put lamps on, and I think we're done. This room just feels really, really balanced and warm. So the trick to the lamps, for me, was low and clean and unobtrusive. So again, they're not competing with the room, they're just complementing the room.
They're also nice scale, believe it or not.
Well,
I think you picked the right size. They're smaller than the room is.
And because the sofa is against the stairway, and we have to go up and look at this from above because that's just really amazing. This just feels right. Again, it just feels balanced. They're not too high. It's again that feeling of, oh, I want to sit here. I'm not sure why, but I want to sit here.
You want to sit? Let's see it actually. Let's see what it is.
Let's try it.
Oh.
What do you think?
It's comfortable.
Like, hi.
Happy owners. They would love this place. Good job.
I think so. Let's hope.
Wonderful.
So, I love it from here. Let's go look at it from upstairs.
Must be spectacular. Let's go check.
Isn't that spectacular?
Looks even nicer from up here.
I know. Well, this is so important because, of course, again, the point of this house is open and beautiful and light and the outside coming in. And so every day when you walk up and down to your master suite, this is what you get to enjoy.
It's so nice to see something different in Santa Barbara. We always do Spanish colonial houses. Nice, beautiful, contemporary house.
It's a great house.
Good start. Let's go to the next room.
Okay.
Stay tuned. There is more Design Santa Barbara coming after the break. Well, that is my favorite segment. We get the rugs.
The rugs. So I think one of the challenges, but the ultimate rewards of contemporary is that everything flows and everything should feel like it's a book that's just unfolding chapter by chapter. So we have that beautiful rug in the living room. This room is multi-purpose. It's dining room and family room, and it's open to the kitchen. So I wanted to create a space that felt warm, yet still worked with the house and balanced the art. Again, the owners have great art.
Yes, they do.
And the pieces that they already have, like the wonderful dining table. So let's bring in Angel. Would you bring in the rug that has the silk in it first, please?
All right, here it comes.
So tell me about the rug. Why do I like it so much?
Because it's sumptuous. It is wool and silk. It's a 16th century Spanish design. We recreated it for today's environment, actually.
What I like about it is the contrast and the fact that it just glows. I'm not sure if the pattern is too busy or not for this room. For a different room, it's beautiful. That's why we bring a couple, so we see what we like. What do you like about it?
I like about it that actually picks all the grays from your dining room and picks the art on the wall. Let's see the other one before you decide on any.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Angel, can we get the Ushak, please?
I like this one because I think it's still sophisticated, but it's a little more casual for family room.
Oh, wow, that looks good here.
Oh, that's pretty. I love the way this just brings everything up. It really lights the room. It glows.
It is actually one of my best sellers, believe it or not. It is, old rugs are very expensive nowadays and cannot find them in this condition. So we take new rugs, we shave them, we wash them, we put them in the elements, and then we bring them back, wash them, shave them, put them outside actually in the sun so they fade naturally. And it looks like an antique rug, but it's brand new. So we call this actually, now it's ironic we're in Montecito, but we call the Montecito collection. So.
Well, there we go. It's found its home.
It's a double jeopardy. Here it is.
Because we picked the creamy grays for the sofa and the chairs, this I think is the nicer balance. It just works.
I think actually looks pretty good, and yeah, you're right actually. Looks better than the other one. I agree with you.
I love them both, but I think for this purpose, for this room, that one works best.
All right, so let's build the room over it.
Got it.
All right, dear. came out very warm, rich, and very cozy. They were telling us about the scale in that big room and how it affects the whole results. Tell us about this room.
So I think the difference is, and we talked about that, when we go from big spaces to small spaces, the ceiling in here is lower. It's a room that does dual purposes. So this space, while you can still get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if you're my child, it feels really cozy. And the point of a family room versus a great room is family and cozy. So for instance, the chairs are low. They're really comfortable. They have the brass nail heads. We've reverberated that here. This is soft.
With the camel back.
With the camel back. It feels cozy. So you can just plop down, you can have a nice conversation, and then the little poofs or the stools have, again, that just rustic kind of organic feel, and they're really easy to move around. So you can use it as a footstool, you can have another person, and here's where we are having our wine.
And actually, this is a very almost becoming like your signature. You have 2 extra seatings without taking any of the space, which is great.
Well, and it's not high. There's nothing that has a back against the other side of the room. So again, when you walk into a room and you want to come sit down, it's because there aren't any barriers to doing that. I angled that chair so that it made it easy to get in here. And you can pull that up and you can watch TV. It's just a way to relax. And again, you don't know why you like the room, but it feels right.
You just want to come in automatically and sit down. So we finished this room. It's beautiful. Shall we move to the next room?
One more room. Let's go to the master.
All right, ma'am. Coming up next on Design Santa Barbara. What a beautiful view. And a nice master. It's pretty big.
The client said it's really big. We love it. This is our sanctuary. This is a sofa that we had. It just doesn't feel cozy enough. It feels a little cold. So I think one of the things that I liked about the design plan we came up with is layering a rug over carpet, because the walls are creamy, the carpet, while it's wonderful and warm and soft underfoot, it's a little too beige. Everything's
beige.
the same color.
Feels a little bit too uniform as well.
Exactly. This is the bedside and the resting side with this great fireplace and the wonderful view just feels a little bit too blah. So by bringing in a couple more elements and warming it up, we create the bedside, which is nice and quiet and calm, and then a place here to relax and enjoy the fireplace. It just feels a little more inviting.
It's a great idea.
We've got that rug with us. The reason I chose it is because it doesn't fight with anything. It just adds another layer. And I love, in big rooms, adding a rug over carpeting.
That's actually a very good idea. Let's bring it in.
Great.
Mr. Angel, can we get that rug in, please?
Oh, and you might have to move the couch first, Angel. Sorry. Look what just a few things do. It feels cozier, it just feels warmer. Yet we really haven't introduced any colors. We've just introduced texture and layers.
I love the rug you put in here. Actually made it to a whole separate room off the room.
Exactly.
It's incredible.
We brought
just a few items, and look at this, the transformation. Nice.
Thank you.
Very well.
The rug is, again, just that sort of organic element, but it makes this a room now, not just a big space, but it defines an area, which rugs often do. We brought a favorite chair in, a great place now for everybody to put their feet up, a little bit of the Wild West.
Very nice.
And then nice comfy pillows, so you just sink in and it feels warmer.
I can imagine the owners have a wine at night, watching the fireplace, looking outside in that beautiful yard. It's heaven. Very nice.
It's a nice place.
Beautiful. I want to thank you again for this wonderful opportunity we had to help you furnish this beautiful home, and you did marvelous job as usual, and looking forward to do it again.
Thank you. It's, well, as you know, I love my job. I love my clients, and it's a fun thing to do.
Well, for both of us.
Well, I'm glad I could share it, and I'm happy that it worked out so well.
Great. So we have here, Audrey is asking, how do you incorporate an important art piece you have into the color of your furnishings?
Well, actually, that goes back to something we talked about in the living room with the client's favorite horse, the daughter's horse that they gave her when she was 2. It's an old carousel horse. It's, if you'll remember, cream and blue and has touches of worn paint, driftwood. So we used the rug colors, those blues, because that horse had blues in it.
It did.
And it works with the mantle so well and that very big stone facade. So by using the art as the jumping off point, you often find things that the client actually likes. Why do they like the art? So they like the art because of the color or because of the emotion. That then tells you what kind of person your client is. So when I talk to clients about their artwork, I ask them what they like about it. If it's bold, then we use bold things. If it's because it's sentimental, then it's not as important. A lot of times if it's a family treasure, we put it in a really revered place and we work around it.
Well, that's wonderful. I think hopefully Audrey got the answer.
I hope so.
I thank you very much.
Sure.
Appreciate it. This week on the appraisals, we're going to talk about Paisley shawls and shawls in general. Paisleys started like around 200 to 680. And originally the name is bote. Bote means a little shrub, reminiscent of a shaped tear, and that's what the Paisley name comes from. So the reason we call Paisleys nowadays because that's closest to our history. They made these in Scotland in a town called Paisley, copying the original shawls that they were coming from Persia or India. So we have 3 different ones here. The newest one I have on the table is from 1850s. Then the second one is like around 1780s. The oldest one is like around 1750s. All right, so today we start with the original shawl. These shawls were made for Maharajas and the Mughal emperors. They were made out of pashmina. Pashmina is the hair that they collect off the mountains from a mountain goat. This little goat walks through the shrubs and little piece of hair left behind. People go collect them. You can imagine how long it's gonna take to collect enough hair to make a shawl like this. So this particular one was woven like around 1750s. If you look at back of it, it is done with most amazing craftsmanship. It takes probably a good 40 years to make one shawl like this. So these were for aristocracy and very barely anybody could afford them. Then they moved to making shawls out of appliques. So they had a felt as a base and then the needle worked over it. These were somewhat easier to make, although it would have still taken a year to make a big shawl like this. This is a moon shawl. It's very delicate, however, much easier than making this. And after that, they become mechanical. So they were made these in France. It looks very similar to the original shawl, has the same design, but if you look at the back of it, the design goes in a linear motion. So that is where the machine comes along and makes everything in a line. Rather than if you look at the back of the original ones, they go everywhere, back, left, up, down, because the needlework is a different way. Also, the copies are quite light, so they are not much of a weight to them. The original ones, they are very pliable, but they are kind of heavy. So the big question is how much they're worth. So we start with the newest one, although it's an antique, 1850s again. This sells for nowadays like around $500 to $600, and we see them all over the antique stores and so on. The applique on a felt will sell for like about $7,000 to $8,000. And the original shawls, as were intended nowadays, still for aristocracy. And a good one brings between $50,000 to $100,000, and they're well worth having it because they are tremendous works of art that never going to be repeated. Again, I hope you enjoyed the appraisals today. Looking forward to see you next week on Design Santa Barbara.